Manny Pacquiao has reportedly been offered an alternative world title fight after his planned bout with the front-runner opponent hit an unexpected delay. The Filipino boxing legend's comeback run has once again taken a twist, as the fight that was being lined up for early 2026 remains in limbo. With uncertainty surrounding the previously targeted matchup, Pacquiao's camp is now considering another world title opportunity to keep his pursuit of championship gold alive. After returning to the ring in mid-2025 for a world title showdown with Mario Barrios, which ended in a majority draw, Pacquiao made it clear he was not finished. The 46-year-old 8-division world champion announced his intention to fight again in January 2026, aiming to add one more title to his storied legacy. Initially, the frontrunner to face Pacquiao was Rolly Romero, the reigning WBA welterweight champion. However, that bout is now under threat due to Romero's mandatory obligations with the WBA, forcing Pacquiao's team to look elsewhere for a viable opponent. According to sources close to the negotiations, the World Boxing Association ordered Romero to defend his title against Uzbekistan's undefeated contender Shakram Giyasov. Giyasov had previously stepped aside to allow Romero to face another opponent but has now been reinstated as the mandatory challenger. Unless Romero can secure a step-aside agreement, he will have to fulfill his mandatory defense, which effectively places the Pacquiao fight on hold. This situation leaves the Filipino legend without a confirmed opponent for his January 2026 ring return. In light of the complications, Pacquiao's team has started exploring an alternative world title fight, this time targeting Lewis Crocker, the IBF welterweight champion. Crocker, an undefeated British fighter known for his power and technical discipline, recently won the IBF belt in a close decision against Paddy Donovan. His management team has expressed strong interest in making a Pacquiao fight happen, viewing it as a massive opportunity to face one of the sport's all-time greats. Jamie Conlon, Crocker's manager, has reportedly reached out to Pacquiao's camp, offering their fighter as a replacement if the Romero bout collapses. "We know they're trying to make the Romero fight happen, but if that can't be done, we're ready to step in," Conlon was quoted as saying privately. The offer provides Pacquiao with an alternate path to another recognized world title, allowing him to continue his comeback without losing momentum. For Pacquiao, facing Crocker instead of Romero may present a slightly different challenge. While Romero is a more outspoken, heavy-handed fighter with a brawling style, Crocker brings a patient, counterpunching approach that could create a more technical battle. At this stage in his career, Pacquiao's speed and ring IQ remain his greatest weapons, but every fight now carries significant risk given his age and the physical demands of the welterweight division. Pacquiao's team remains optimistic about finalizing a world title bout in time for January. The tentative date, January 24, 2026, has already been set aside, and early discussions have suggested that the event could take place either in Las Vegas or Dubai, depending on broadcast and promotional arrangements. The fight is expected to serve as a co-headliner alongside the rescheduled Sebastian Fundora vs. Keith Thurman bout, which was delayed due to injury earlier this year. If negotiations with Crocker progress, Pacquiao could find himself in position to fight for the IBF welterweight crown, potentially becoming the oldest welterweight world champion in boxing history. Pacquiao already achieved that milestone once when he defeated Keith Thurman in 2019 at age 40. But doing it again at 46 would further solidify his place among boxing's immortals. The comeback storyline, combined with his enduring global appeal, ensures that any fight involving him remains a major attraction. Behind the scenes, Pacquiao's advisors are said to be weighing the pros and cons of each available option. On one hand, the Romero fight offers more drama and name value, especially for the American audience. On the other hand, the Crocker fight guarantees immediate title stakes and might be easier to finalize logistically. Sanctioning fees, broadcast deals, and the WBA's mandatory ruling all play a role in determining which route Pacquiao will take. Observers note that the situation highlights the complex web of modern boxing politics. Even legends like Pacquiao must navigate sanctioning body regulations, mandatory defenses, and competing promoter interests. In previous eras, elite fighters could more easily secure special exemptions or voluntary defenses, but the current landscape demands strict compliance. This often leaves aging stars like Pacquiao in a holding pattern while the governing bodies sort out title obligations. Nonetheless, fans remain excited about the prospect of seeing Pacquiao chase one more belt. His performances in training have reportedly been sharp, with sparring partners noting that he still carries surprising hand speed and endurance. Pacquiao himself has stated that he feels rejuvenated and motivated to prove that he can still compete with the best welterweights in the world. His desire to finish his career as a reigning world champion has become the driving force behind his late-career resurgence. If Pacquiao ultimately faces Crocker, the matchup would offer an intriguing contrast between experience and youth. The 26-year-old Irishman is unbeaten and eager to establish himself on the global stage, while Pacquiao brings decades of championship experience and tactical brilliance. The fight could also serve as a symbolic, passing of the torch, moment in the welterweight division, if Crocker can pull off what so many before him could not. However, Team Pacquiao has not ruled out other names entirely. Some reports indicate that WBC interim titleholder Eimantas Stanionis and even undefeated contender Jaron Ennis were briefly considered as fallback opponents earlier in the negotiation phase. Still, both would represent dangerous assignments for a 46-year-old coming off a long layoff, making the Crocker bout a more strategic fit at this point. As things stand, Manny Pacquiao's return plans remain fluid but focused. The legendary fighter is determined to fight for a recognized world title in early 2026, whether it's against Rolly Romero or Lewis Crocker. The decision in the coming weeks will likely depend on how quickly the WBA situation unfolds. Either way, the Pac-Man continues to defy time and expectations, chasing one final shot at championship glory before closing the curtain on one of the greatest careers in boxing history. In summary, Pacquiao's comeback story is far from over. The bout with front-runner Rolly Romero may be in limbo due to mandatory complications, but an alternative world title clash with IBF champion Lewis Crocker has emerged as a real possibility. For fans around the world, it means that even at 46, Manny Pacquiao's pursuit of greatness continues, one fight, one belt, and one legacy-defining moment at a time.